Namaste everyone, welcome back children. Children, the topic that we are going to take up today is about safety. First of all, why safety? Safety simply to avoid accidents. And why do accidents happen? They happen because of our carelessness. So accidents, they lead to injury, and injuries, they cause pain, and no one likes the pain, right? So if you want to avoid the pain, you have to take into account certain safety measures when you are at home, or you are in the school, or while you are on the road, or you are in the playground. So our today's topic is about various safety measures that we should undertake when we are at home and when we are in the school. So let us take up our topic, safety and first aid. Children will learn about various places where we should ensure our safety, and these places are home, school, road, or playground. And then we'll take up a very important topic, and that is first aid. Today in this video, we'll talk about safety measures that we should undertake when we are at home or in the school. Then we'll talk about what is first aid and when do we need a first aid. Let us first understand what is safety and why do we need it. Keeping safe means staying away from harm or injury. We must follow safety rules to avoid injuries and accidents. As I told you, that we have to follow some safety measures to avoid accidents. And why do we need to avoid accidents? So that we do not harm ourselves or no injuries caused to us. As we know that injuries, they cause pain, right? So with this, we'll take up the first place where we should ensure our safety, and that is our home. Do not take medicines on your own. So children, here you can see this first picture. Here the boy is taking medicine on his own, right? But in the second picture, he is being given medicine by his father or some elderly person at home. So what is the right thing to do? The right thing to do is that your father, mother, or some elderly person in your house should be giving you the medicine, or a doctor should be giving a medicine to you, and you should not be taking in any case on your own. Do not touch electric switches or wires with wet hands. So as you can see in the first picture, what will happen if you do it with wet hands? Yes, you will get an electric shock. So what is the right thing to do? The right thing to do is that when you are plugging in something, your surrounding is dry, and preferably you should be wearing your slippers. Do not fly kites on an open terrace. As you can see children in the first picture, how this person is putting himself in danger. Yes, so kite flying should be done in open places like grounds or gardens, right? So what children are doing, that is the right thing to do. Do not light crackers in hand. So here we have been given three pictures. If we look at the first picture, do you think this is the right thing to do? Holding firecracker in hand? No, this is not the right thing to do. And what is there in the second picture? This child is bending over the cracker and he is trying to light this firecracker. And what will happen if you will directly bend over it? Yes, the flame will directly come over your face and you will hurt yourself. But in third picture, he is keeping a safe distance from the firecracker while lighting it. And you should also take care that you are doing it in the presence of some elderly person at home and there are no electrical poles around. So only the third picture is correct here. Do not play outdoor games inside the house. When we say outdoor games, that means they are meant to be played in the outdoor. And what will happen if you play them inside your house? You can see here in the picture what has this boy done in the first picture. Yes, he has broken a flower vase and now he is going to get a good scolding from his mom. So, if you want to avoid scoldings from your mom, then you should be playing outdoor games in some open area. So, right thing to do is playing outdoor games outside only. Do not litter the floor with your toys, shoes, and school bag because if you will do it, you or somebody else might trip over them and get hurt. So in the second picture, the boy is doing the right thing by keeping the things back in proper place once he is done with playing. Do not go near the stove. As you can see in this picture, this child who has tried to take something from the burning gas stove has already hurt himself as something as boiling hot has fallen over his hand. Yes? So, in the next picture, this girl is taking help of her mother to get something from the burning gas stove. So that means, yes, the girl is doing the right thing. And same goes for the matchsticks or candles that your mom or some elderly person at home should be helping you in lighting the candles. So right thing to do is seeking help of someone. Do not play with sharp objects like knives and scissors. As you can see in the first picture, this girl has got hurt herself with scissors. But in the second picture, the children are taking help of their mother to do the major cutting part for them. So, in the second picture, the children are doing the right thing. Okay, walk carefully on the wet floor. You should be mopping the floor immediately if you find that it is wet rather than running over the wet floor and hurting yourself. So, children, with this, we will move on to the think and answer section where we take up our question. List four safety rules to be followed at home. So here in the question only four safety rules have been asked, but we'll be covering all the safety rules that we discussed just now, and you can pick up any four out of these for your answer. So let us come to the first safety rule, and that was that should not take medicines on your own. Then do not touch electric switches or wires with wet hands. Do not fly kites on an open terrace. Do not light crackers in hand. Do not play outdoor games inside the house. Do not litter the floor with your toys, shoes, and school bag. Do not go near the stove. Do not play with matchstick and candles. Do not play with sharp objects like knives and scissors, and then walk carefully on wet floor. So with this, we will move on to our next place where we should ensure our safety, and that is our school. Do not play inside the classroom. So as you can see in the first picture, these children are playing in the classroom while there is a lot of furniture lying over there. So they might hurt themselves. Whereas in the second picture, the children are sitting in a very disciplined manner in the classroom. So the children in the second picture are doing the right thing. Do not climb on desks or benches. Similarly, you don't have to jump on the desks or benches when teacher is not around. Rather, you should be sitting in a proper manner without hurting yourself. So, again, the second picture is the correct thing to do while answering your question while sitting on your seat itself. Do not throw things on others. If you look at the first picture, this naughty boy is throwing sand over this girl, and this girl has started crying. So, this is not a right thing to do, I believe. What do you think? Whereas in the second picture, they are playing happily, and because they are playing happily, they are able to make something out of the sand, the beautiful castle, right? So, children in the second picture are doing something right. Then do not fight, hit, or push each other. So, what do you think? Are you liking this picture? There these two boys are fighting, pushing, and they will get a scolding from teacher also, right? So this should not be done in the school. Rather, you have friends to make in the school and to remain together amicably. So, what is the right thing to do is to make friends in the school. Do not run on staircases as there are chances that you will fall from there if you will run on the staircases. Rather, you should be climbing up and down the staircase in a queue. And second picture is the right thing to do. And same goes for the bus. When you're waiting for the bus, you should be standing in a queue. And as shown in the second picture, you should not be running to catch a bus. So, right thing to do is to stand in a queue to ride a bus. Then sharpen the pencil with sharpener, not with blades. If you will use blades or knives for sharpening pencils, you will hurt yourself. So right thing to do is to use a sharpener. So with this, we'll move on to the think and answer section, and that is about the question. List 4 safety rules to be followed at school. And as I told you, that we'll talk about all the safety rules and then we'll pick up any 4 for our answer. Do not play inside the classroom. Do not climb on desks or benches. Do not throw things on others. Do not fight, hit, or push others. Do not run on staircases. Get into the bus in a queue and sharpen the pencil with sharpener, not with blades. So, children, that was all about the safety in the school. And with this, we'll move on to a very important topic, and that is first aid. Immediate or first help given to an injured person before the doctor arrives is called first aid. So if somebody gets hurt and you don't have the doctor around, so whatever little help you can do to an injured person is called the first aid. But we have a proper first aid box also in schools, at home, in the buses, and of course in your car also we have a first aid box. And let us see, what does a first aid box contain. A box that contains the things required to give first aid is called first aid box. It contains band-aid, antiseptic cream or lotion, bandage, scissors, and cotton, etc. So these are the things which are required in a first aid box, and it is must to have a first aid box, especially in the vehicles, right? Then, children, we will see what kind of first aid can we do in case of an injury. So, if some injury happens to some person, then first of all, we have to make him lie down, right? Then give the injured person water to make him feel comfortable. Then calm down the injured person. He must be crying in pain, so you have to calm down the person. Then do not allow other children to crowd around the injured person, because if so many people will crowd around the injured person, then it will become difficult to give the first aid. In case of minor wounds, wash the area with running water. Wipe it an antiseptic cream or lotion. So, if there is a minor cut, all right, so what you have to do it first, you have to wash that area with the running water running cold water, mind you. And then you have to wipe it, apply some antiseptic cream and cotton, and then you have to bandage it. If there is loss of blood, tie a bandage or cloth on the wound. So, what is to be tied on the wound? The cloth or the bandage. Inform teacher or parent and seek help from a doctor. So, you don't have to start doing everything on your own, but you have to inform your parent or your teachers in the school so that the help can be sought. Now we'll take up the keywords. Safety. Staying away from harm or injury is the safety. What is first aid? The immediate or first help given to an injured person before the doctor arrives. So, children, that was all about safety measures that we should undertake when we are at home or in the school. And in my next video, I'll talk about the various safety measures that we should undertake when we are on the road or we are in the playground. So until then, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and take care of yourselves.